Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today I'm going to take you through the southern part of Puerto Rico and the northern Puerto Rico and show you some of my favorite places to eat. Let's go. The owner came out and told us all about how the restaurant got started and wasn't in fact actually named Nispero in the first place. It was after a hurricane where the tree was left standing that was a Nispero fruit tree that they renamed the restaurant after the tree, and it was kind of like a rebirth for them. The menu is vast and varied and includes some vegan options as well. The cocktails are pretty and delicious, as well as a perfect setting for those Instagram photos. Nispero.
Here's to Puerto Rico and our friendship.
And her birthday. Yay. Happy birthday.
Oh, guys. Oh, it's so good.
It's good. At Nispero, for starters, we had croquettes, some fried chicken, ceviche, and tostones. Make sure to check out culturetrekking.com, where I will go into each of the top 20 things to eat when you're in Puerto Rico. The link is in the description box below, so make sure to check that out. All right, so the first bite is the chicharrones de pollo. Basically, it's like a fried chicken. Texas, might want to step up your game, I'm telling you. Next up, we have croquetas de viandas. So this is roots and codfish with a little bit of avocado cream on the top. It's different, but it is very good. It has a really creamy texture inside with a crispy fried outside, and the avocado just gives that fresh taste. Okay, so Kat ordered ceviche. I'm not usually a ceviche fan, but I tried it before I knew what it was, and y'all, legit.
What can I say? I know how to pick good stuff.
This is the food queen right here. It was then off to check out their wine cellar. All of the wines are Spanish, and this was their most delectable, delicious, and expensive bottles of wine right here. All right, what am I eating today?
Rodaballo con mamposteado.
Okay, tell me what that means.
Rodaballo is basically a fish, and mamposteado is our authentic rice with beans, and you usually have like other stuff. It could have pimiento, you could have 2 plantains, whatever you like to add.
Okay, rodaballo is what I'm eating, and I consulted Google, and it looks like it's a kind of a flatfish, ground feeder fish. It's flaky, it's not as strong as halibut, but still has a very delicious flavor. It's not, the texture isn't as rubbery as I would say like a swordfish is, but it tastes so good. There are entire tours dedicated to sampling and trying the different influences that have all come through Puerto Rico and their culinary cuisine. And as luck would have it, a Nispero fruit decided to fall from the tree just as we were finishing our lunch, and we were able to try it. Okay, this is the Nispero fruit. Literally just fell from the tree that we're eating right next to, and what the restaurant's called for. Tastes like a cross between an apple and a peach pie. This is really good. After a little bit of downtime, it was over to Old Town Ponce to see a few things there. Make sure to check that video out. But our next stop is at Lola Eclectic Cuisine. All right, so this is one of our stops. It's like a dinner stop. It's called Lola. And this is a mix of international dishes with a authentic Puerto Rican twist. So if you're ever in Ponce and you come by, or I like to do this in general, just to mix things up on trips especially, when I go into a restaurant, it really stresses the servers out. Also kind of funny, I'm sorry to all you servers out there. But you pick 3 dishes and then you tell them, you choose what you want me to eat and just bring it out. It stresses them out so bad, but they don't realize I actually do eat it. That's how you choose 3. But it's really fun because then they kind of get to pick what the best dish is. So Devlin is our host and she's sitting right across from me. She said this was one of her favorite restaurants in Ponce. This is probably my favorite stop so far, and I'm not even joking. This is so good. And she had me order the Lolita cocktail because apparently they're known for their cocktails, so that's nice. It's not, you can't taste the alcohol, so it's a little dangerous. It's fresh and light. It's really good. Highly recommend this place. Croquettes are really the go-to appetizer anywhere you go in Puerto Rico. So this is the croquette.
Try everything first.
And then it was quickly on to entrees. All right, so my plan worked because she brought out the pork belly, which is delicious. So good job to the waitress here. Can you hear the crunch? Seriously, I don't even like pork, and this is really good. Puerto Rico does pork well. Congratulations.
I don't know what's in this bread, but it's like drugs.
Oh, good job. And no dinner is complete without a dessert. I decided to let our host surprise me while the others got a bit of flan. So this is banana pudding with ice cream. Yeah. Peanut ice cream. Oh, needless to say, I was stuffed to the gills, so it was time to head back to the hotel. Well, dinner was delicious. It was hard because I was like, oh, I shouldn't be eating this much, but man, so good. So please stay tuned because we're going to continue on our food tour down here in Ponce for one more day, and then we're headed up to San Juan. Good night for now, guys. See you in the morning. Next morning, we headed out to Cafe Lucero, which is a cafe associated with a coffee hacienda run completely by a woman.
You don't even know how it's going to be tasted when you are planting. And I do enjoy the farming process. It's very delicate. And the only thing that coffee has is that you can ruin the coffee in every single step. And once you ruin the coffee, point of no return. So you need to be very careful with the plantation, with the picking, that we do it, by the way, manually, with the process that you need to do in a certain amount of time, with the in the mill, in the wet mill, when you are taking the parchment outside, you need to be very careful when you're in the storage process, letting the product rest for a while until you roast it, and then when you roast it, be very careful that you produce a certain roasting profile to make the best of that coffee. So it's kind of amazing if you put it all together. Just to have a cup of coffee that you ladies can enjoy.
It just amazes me meeting people like Lucemi, where a group of women entrepreneurs all sat at a table together and we relished in both her food and our own journeys of entrepreneurship and how tough it can be sometimes, especially when you're faced with natural disasters and Something that she worked so hard for so long could be decimated in a matter of hours. Even despite all those hardships, she still continues, and we should too. We continued on our journey up through the mountains of southern Puerto Rico and came back down to the valley for one last meal before heading to San Juan. This is Mesa. Mesa?
Cocina y Vineteria.
Mesa, la Cocina, Deaverdura. They are known for their meats and their fish and their wine. But today I am going to have picanha. Let me show you how good it is. This meal was quite quick, so we had to go back to the hotel in order to head back to San Juan. Starting off with the croquettes, a little bit of fish, a little bit of steak, and then it was off to bed so we could head out. It's about an hour and a half drive from San Juan to Ponce, Puerto Rico, and there are plenty of things to do here. Ponce is known for their museums, but just 30 minutes down the road from Ponce, you have some excellent scuba diving, lighthouses, and it's very close to the pink salt flats. After arriving in San Juan, we headed over to our hotel, the Sheraton Hotel and Casino, where we relaxed at their infinity pool with the classic drink of Puerto Rico. Happiness! Now we are headed to Wicked Lily. It has some really good reviews and it's authentic Puerto Rican food. So we'll see how that goes.
Confirmed. No.
Birthday girl! Seriously, with the view, pretty, and I cannot get over just how good the food is, the sunset, the waves. Like, if this was my birthday cat, like, I would be so happy.
Yes, I'm happy.
So unfortunately, the swordfish had red bell peppers in it, which I'm allergic to. So instead, I got bronzino from Giselle over here, who graciously traded me a meal. So good. It's flaky, slightly sweet, and then it has this really good vegetable base to it. But somehow this all worked out very well.
Okay, well we have
This is
to
perfect.
get out of here within the
I'm
next
so
hour.
happy.
I thought that was so weird. Like, are you going to be done by the time?
After an expensive but stellar night at Wicked Lily, it was up early the next day to go to Deaverdura. Here is another place in Puerto Rico, in Old San Juan, that you can come grab some delicious grub. Here at I say that backwards. Deaverdura. This is one of the local mom and pop shops that Discover Puerto Rico recommended. And I have to say it was spot on. Walking in, felt like you were walking into a Puerto Rican kitchen with a full-blown Puerto Rican mama that took care of everyone in the shop, including the pigeons.
Shrimp or the rice bean and salad with other noodles. The other option is the Puerto Rican sampler. The sampler have rice and pork, plantain, sweet plantain, chicken sausage, dark sausage, alcapurria. The sampler is my recommendation, but it's your choice.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
So the meat here is excellent, and the sampler that we ordered, the menu changes every day, but the sampler that we ordered has everything at this restaurant, and there's not one thing that I would say is okay. They have cilantro sauce, they have fry sauce for my Utah people that know what that is. If you don't, it's ketchup and mayo. You gotta try it. They also have some spicy sauces, different kinds of drinks, and the alcohol of choice is always rum when you're in Puerto Rico. Whether that Puerto Rico is notoriously known for, they came up with the unique idea of popsicles that are decorated. Another popsicle place, Senor Paleta. It's a popsicle place that Discover Puerto Rico recommended. This is not sponsored popsicle, by the way. But this one I got was dulce de leche with chocolate. Our next stop was at the Chocobar to grab a few chocolates, coffee, croissants, and just to take part in the coffee culture of the North, to compare it to the South. Okay, how is it, Kat?
I ordered a chocolate frap with passion fruit.
Ooh.
It's kind of a weird combination. I still think it's a weird combination. But I think it's good for the heat.
Oh, okay. How about you, Amanda?
I got strawberry.
Strawberry?
I told Kat it was the blood of my enemies.
Is it good though? That's okay. It was then back to our hotel to meet up with some other friends and journalists and sip on a local beer called Medalla, which if you check out culturetrekking.com, it'll show you and tell you the story behind the name and the beer. Later that evening, we headed out to Plaza Mercado, where there is a farmer's market by day and stellar nightlife. Didn't have a reservation when we arrived, but we were able to squeeze in at the restaurant Chicharron, where we got some octopus toast as well as the classic Puerto Rican dish mofongo, which is plantains that are fried along with fresh lobster. So another great place to eat is down here at La Placita. There are plenty of restaurants right along this street. There's usually a farmer's market here on the weekends. If you go down this alley, there's tons of restaurants as well. Just make sure that you make a reservation before coming because it does fill up quite fast. Puerto Rican food can be a bit heavy, so for my last meal in Puerto Rico, I decided to just go for some fish tacos at Puebla, a Mexican restaurant found in San Juan. So as much as I'd like to suggest going to every single place that I ate while in Puerto Rico, really it goes towards what you like and what you're up in the mood for. It's your vacation, so make it how you want. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share with a friend because more the merrier. And don't forget to check out my other videos on Old San Juan, Ponce, and even the rum tour. See you in the next one, y'all. Bye-bye.